Hello, interesting people. Welcome to Nick's Interest. Today's video, all the games I played in 2025. The first game I played in 2025 was Infamous Second Son, and I started playing games in 2025 in April, and I played only 3 games in April. And when I say play, by the way, I mean the games I beat. So the first game was Infamous Second Son. Now, this game is an all time favorite of mine, and I would consider it a must play because of the powers, the abilities you have. I think they're just absolutely crazy. They make you feel powerful, and they're so much fun to play with. The graphics too for a PS4 game, I still think this game holds up very well. Still looks very pretty. I think the city that you get to free roam in, Seattle, is very exciting, very fun, very lively. I love that it rains a lot and stuff. It's very like obviously people know rain in games is one of the prettiest things, and you're in Seattle, you know what I'm saying? Some of the cons for this game, I'd say, is that the characters are kind of mid. I like the characters personally, but I do think for like a general audience that you'd be like, if you didn't get attached to them, I totally understand that. And I do think the story, I personally don't think so, but like I was thinking the average person, the general audience would probably find the story a little bit mid, not too compelling. I'd say like the characters don't like seem to have like the strongest motivations for everything, but there are motivations for stuff, but I don't know. Maybe it's just not the most compelling. I'd say for me personally, the game is a 9 out of 10, almost a 10 out of 10. But I do think for the general audience, it'd be around a 7 or 8. The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. The Last of Us Part 2 is part of my all-time favorite games. Obviously, so is The Last of Us Part 1, but this is about Last of Us Part 2. So reasons why I really loved The Last of Us Part 2 was because of the gameplay. I thought the gameplay was absolutely immaculate. I had a blast playing as Ellie and just like taking down zombies and WLF soldiers. The graphics in the game, this game was absolutely stunning. It's still, I have the PS5 version, but like I know the PS4 version still very much holds up. I personally think the story is a 10 out of 10. I really do. I do think I think the story about like pain and hate and like loss and I guess learning to let go of that and like realizing that like um shutting like somebody closing somebody else's door doesn't really open yours. If that makes sense, you know? If there's one con I could say about this game would be the pacing of it, and I'm not talking about, like moment to moment. The pacing is great, but like story rise and like how like it like tells its story. I mean, I don't. I guess it's not a spoiler. The game's been out for a while, but like basically, you have like chapters and stuff like that, going from chapter to chapter and stuff like that, or parts, I should say. When you go from parts to parts, I don't think they did that pacing very well. They do have the chronological version out nowadays, and that is more of what I was thinking the game should have been like. But I've played that version, and to be honest with you, it is good, but holy freaking god, like it takes like 4 almost 5 hours to like actually get to gameplay. Like you spend like 3 4 hours just basically watching cutscenes. And I was like, oh, I see why you didn't make that the actual like base game when it first came out, because that would have been extremely jarring. And most like I probably 80 to 95% of audiences would have been hella turned off by that. I personally didn't mind, because like I really like The Last of Us and I was excited for the chronological mode, but like I do think the general audience would be like, oh my god, what is this mess? 3-4 hours just cutscenes. This is a video game, Naughty Dog. You know, that's I couldn't help but think that while I'm watching, doing, playing the chronological version. I was like, bro, this is a video game. This shit. I'm watching a movie, man. I just watched Avatar or something. Okay. But other than that, though, I kind of went on a different tangent. But yeah, other than that, though, great game. Highly recommend. Next game is Call of Duty Modern Warfare. This game is a classic. It is also part of my all-time favorites. One of those reasons being is that I grew up on this game. Like when I first started playing video games and stuff like that, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare was one of the first games I ever played, and like it was just tremendous. This game, the gameplay is ridiculous. The story is ridiculous. I still do think the graphics hold up to this day. I'm not. I love multiplayer, but I'm also not a big multiplayer like player. And the multiplayer in this game, immaculate, 10 out of 10. There are no flaws in this game. The next month is May, and I only played one game that month. The game was Limbo, and I liked Limbo. If you know who Jeremy Johns is, the movie reviewer, he has a rating system, and one of his ratings is a good time, no alcohol required. I'd say this is a good time with alcohol required, but I'd say it's an even better time if you get stoned. And that is because this is a puzzle game. And I'm just thinking if you're playing by yourself and you're getting drunk, that would probably get frustrating. If you're with like a bunch of people and you're like hanging out, I definitely think this would be a good time. But like if you're just chilling by yourself and most of the time people game by themselves, um, I'd say roll up one, smoke it, and like you'd be like, oh shit, this shit lit, you know what I'm saying? Like but so I solved 50% of this game on my own, and I had to like look up the rest to solve it, basically to beat the game. So that's where I landed. Right now I'm currently playing Inside, so I'm trying to see how I perform in that game. Um, I like the art style in this game. I think the art style is pretty cool. And I liked the ending. I was surprised about the ending. I didn't really know what like this game was going for. I didn't really get the story. And then I got to and I was like, "Oh, okay. I didn't know we were going there. All right." And the next month is June, and I beat 2 games in June. The first game I beat was Call of Duty Black Ops 3, and I thought this game was pretty damn mid, to be honest with you. I'll start with what I liked. I liked the gameplay. I thought the shooting, the combat was very good, and I thought it looked good. It was a good looking game, and that's about it. For the rest, I did what I for the rest and what I didn't like. I thought it had a really confusing story. I didn't get what was happening. I didn't understand what was happening. The characters were uncompelling. I didn't care for any of them. I didn't care for a single character, what they were going through, the motives, why they were there, or anything like that. Um, I know this is like I've been told like through the internet that this is like one of the better Call of Duty games, and I'm just like, what are you talking about? Like, I didn't play the multiplayer because I'm like way late to this game. So yeah, I don't know how the multiplayer is. I'm just assuming it's all right. But but yeah, I personally don't get the hype beyond this game. I definitely say it does not meet the hype at all. Um but yeah. The next game I played was Control, and this is low key my game of the year for 2025. Uh, it is part of my all-time favorites, so it does get my highest recommendation, and I would like I would say it's a must play. And some of the reasons why I think that are because this game has absolutely amazing gameplay. If you have a PS5, like the DualShock, like playing as Jesse and stuff like that, it's really fun. That pistol is like amazing. It has great controls, haha. But like seriously, like playing this game is like very easy to pick up and it's very natural and very fun. I'm actually replaying it right now too. Funny how I'm kind of playing all these games right now, but yeah. Um, I like the story, the lore of the game. It is a bit confusing, but cause like it has to like it's mixed in with a whole nother game series that I've not played, the Alan Wake series. I have the first Alan Wake game, and I'm hoping to play it before Control Resident comes out, so I can get like just more of like the lore of the universe. Some of the cons for this game, I'd say, is a lack of challenge. Um, this game's not really too difficult. You're kind of like stomp on all the enemies pretty easily. You're not like overpowered, but like compared, that's funny. I don't think you're an overpowered character, but compared to the enemies you're facing, you might as well be overpowered. So yeah. And another reason why I think this game is lacking in a way is boss battles. I really don't think this game has proper boss battles, and that's really a shame because like it you have such sweet powers that you just don't get to like really just like test and really just like push. You know what I'm saying? Like at least I didn't feel that way in the game. But I would absolutely recommend this game. It is still absolutely a blast and worth your time. And the next month is July. And this, no, it's funny. This game does have the game of the year actually. My game of the year for 2025, I decided because I was like thinking, I was like, it can't really be between two games. Like, you know, so you got to pick one. And I was like, okay, it is between two games. It is Control, but like I was like, it's also between the next game, Doom: The Dark Ages. I was like, okay, those are like 1A and 1B, Twin 1, Twin 2. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, yo, like they're both my favorite of the year. Like I like them basically damn near equally for like different reasons. But then I thought a little bit more, and I was like, I think it has to be Doom: The Dark Ages, cause like as amazing as Control was, Doom: The Dark Ages has everything I think that game has, but it has the challenge and it has the boss battles. I'm just like, yo, Nick, what's making it not the game of the year? Like you like everything you like about Control. This game has the gameplay. The story does lack, in my opinion, but the lore is there, and the lore is just as fun. But I'm like, other than like the actual like story in the game, but like people don't come to Doom for the stories. This was my first Doom game, by the way, so I came for the story personally, and I got lucky that there's even a story. I was like, woohoo! But but yeah, but personally, other than like the story, I'd say everything else about the game was like 10 out of 10. I was just like, so yeah. But other than what I just said, though, I'd say the graphics in this game are really pretty. It's a really pretty game. I really like the villain, to be honest. Prince Asterix, Asterisk was really fun. I liked him. He's like kind of generic. He's just like evil and wants to like take over the world and stuff like that, and show that he's like worth the title and stuff. But like I like that. I thought whoever played him did a very fun job. I was just like, yes, I want more of him. Dang, I'm kind of sad you lost, but whatever. um, and another thing, another con for this game is that the mission layout is really repetitive. Like honestly, like once you play like first or two missions, you've basically played the whole entire game. It doesn't really change from that at all. And I was like, I didn't mind because the gameplay was so immaculate. I was having such a blast, but I was just like, yo, like I've said this before, but like I didn't really do too much exploring. I was just playing with like sticking to the story. But I was like, yo, though, like, and I was like, yo, though, like, is there anything else in this game other than just like shoot this, shoot that, press square to activate this? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, other than that, there wasn't too much other than going on. But I still had a blast, and it is my game of the year. The next month was August, woohoo, my birthday month. And the first game I played in August was Mafia: The Old Country. I gave this a 7 out of 10. And in my personal opinion, on my personal rating, a 7 out of 10 equals a good game. Um, a good game, in my opinion, can have a great story, which this game had. It also had a fun ending. I was like shocked, and I was like not expecting that. I was like, so that was awesome. It had really pretty graphics, and yeah, all those things are amazing. In fact, I'll use the word probably great for all of those things. It also had amazing to great. But I should just keep it amazing. It had amazing acting. But some of the reasons why I'd say it's a 7 out of 10 personally is that it's very simple. The story, the graphics themselves, the gameplay, um, overall, it just comes out to me as very, very safe. And that like I don't want to say they didn't take a risk or anything like that, because I think every single game that's made takes some sort of risk. But like, it just overall comes out as very like plain, simple, generic, honestly. But other than that, it's still a really good time. It just doesn't like do anything too different than what's already been done that they've done before. You know what I'm saying? And like, I even mean like in the story itself. I feel like I've not played the other Mafia games, but I have a feeling I'm not gonna get stories too different from the story I just got, you know? The next game is Batman Arkham Asylum. And this game is also part of my all-time favorites. To me, and I think to most audiences, this game is a classic. In my personal opinion, is a 10 out of 10. I think this game, after playing it in 2025, I was so impressed and just so like in awe by it and having such a blast by it. But I was like, yo, I actually think this might be my favorite like Batman game. Cause I don't know about y'all, hot take here, but Batman Arkham Origins for the longest time in my personal head was my favorite Batman game of all time. But like after playing Asylum, I was just like, yo, this is literally so this is like also I have the PS4 like remastered remake version of it, something like that. So that's the version I played. And I personally thought they did an amazing job with it. Whoever built that, whoever did that, they did a great job. And I loved it. And I thought they were amazing. But yeah, I would give this game the my highest recommendation. I'd say it's a must play. The next game I played, and this was the last game I actually played in 2025. It was God of War Ragnarok. Personally, I think this game is better than 2018, which is saying something because 2018 won the game of the year. And I would personally give 2018 a 7 out of 10. That's what I'd rate it. But let's get to Ragnarok. Ragnarok, I think, has insane gameplay. Like once I started swinging that axe, the Leviathan, the Blades of Chaos, I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna finish this as fast as possible. Like, I personally thought that if if 2018 had a 10 out of 10 story, I personally think Ragnarok had a 9 out of 10 story. And I think the acting was just as great and just as amazing as the first game on the same level, no indistinguishable basically. The graphics obviously better, and the characters. Honestly, I'd say it had better characters because there were more characters for me to meet. And to be honest with you, every single character I met in that game, I liked. There was not a single character I was just like, "Oh, get off the screen! I don't want to see more of you. I don't want to hear you anymore." I was just like, "Yo, this is like these characters are fun to like listen to and just hear." I was like, "This is awesome." So I'm very glad that was the last game I finished the year on because it ended on a high note. Woohoo. And those are the games I played in 2018. I mean, 20, sorry, 2025. But yeah, what games did you play in 2025? What was your game of the year? And thank you, interesting people, for watching.